You got a case of the PPDs, post-patch defense. You feel like an absolute clown out there because everyone's scoring on you at will. You can't stop anybody. You're not getting pressure. You're not getting good coverage. If you are sick and tired of being abused on defense in Madden 24, then watch this video. We're going to give you strategies that will instantly improve your defense and make you viable competition again. Don't miss this video. It's another glorious day on the virtual gridiron. Welcome back, everyone, to another Madden 24 strategy video. Now, since 11 days ago when Madden dropped that infamous patch and literally changed the way defense has been played, a lot of people have been struggling on defense. And you may be a person that's watching this video because it's hard to stop people. It's like the offense can literally score at will. Well, we have been able to discover a great post-patch defense. And literally 4 days ago, we dropped 3 strategies out of our post-patch defensive guide. And if you want to improve on defense, we're going to give you some basics in this video. But also, if you really want the most elite strategies and you want to start screaming at your opponents again, then consider joining the Alpha Legends membership. Let me tell you a little about Alpha Legends. Tired of being caught off guard by those pesky RPOs and unstoppable stretch plays? Want to dominate your opponents with airtight defense and killer post-patch blitzes? Then look no further. Our exclusive Alpha Legend membership is your ticket to gridiron greatness. So you're probably wondering, what's in it for you to become an Alpha Legends member? Well, you're going to discover the secret sauce of post-patch blitzes that really work. Watch your opponents scramble as you send wave after wave of pressure. Also, you're going to have expert tutorials with access to in-depth tutorials that break down strategies you need to succeed step by step. You're going to also have access to live lab sessions. Participate in live lab sessions, get real-time feedback on your skills, and exclusive strategy requests, which means we're going to have a group called ALL, which stands for Alpha Legends Lab. And you can level up your game, lab with us live. You can even request strategies for anything you want to learn in Madden 24. Becoming an Alpha Legends member is easy. All you have to do is go to our channel, click join, and for $2.99 a month, you will have access to exclusive Alpha Legends Vault content. So for instance, we have our Alpha Legends Vault. And if you're not a member, you won't be able to see these videos that we drop, but all of our amazing strategies will be here in this vault. So get your Alpha Legend membership today by clicking the join button, and we'd love to see you inside this membership. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're inside a tutorial, and a lot of people have retreated to a man-to-man defense, but what's happening is people are still getting cooked on passes. So what we're going to cover in this video is we're going to cover the proper use of shading. A lot of people don't use shading. And what happens is if you don't use shading properly, you're going to end up getting cooked in defenses. But if you know how to use shading and you know how to shade correctly to stop the formation that you want to stop, you can literally bag entire plays. So I'm actually going to cover some shading techniques in here. And this is something you can take in game and be able to utilize your wit and use what I show you to be able to stop certain routes out of a man-to-man. So again, you don't need to do, any kind of freaky adjustments where you're taking people out of position to cover one route. You could literally stop these routes by just using proper shading. So we're going to go to a formation that's kind of tough. I'm going to remove myself so you can see here. We're going to go to a formation called the shotgun bunch, and it has a running back on the right side. We're going to go to Y trail. As you see, that has a post route, a corner route, a drag route, a jerk route. And that's a very hard formation because you have routes that attack the outside as well as the deep inside, as well as the short middle. So again, I'm going to call this, and what most of you guys are going to call is you're going to call a cover 2 man. Now, if you are lined up in a cover 2 man, some people will do this, and I've seen this happen. Some people will go and they will press. And pressing without shading, because they want to get a little bit more time. Well, even though my guys got their X Factor on because I'm playing in Ultimate Team practice mode, we're going to still show you that if you press without doing anything, you're going to get cooked. So let me get myself on a defensive lineman, and we're going to let this play run. So off rip, we press, and Jerry Rice is open. So So how did it happen? So people say, man, I pressed him, he still got open. Well, even though he has his X factor on, let me show you what happens if you press like this. You see how all three of these guys are just mashed down on this side? Pressing in this situation is not the best thing to do. And I've seen people do this because when you press, Richard Sherman just gets beat, right? And even though Deion Sanders is pressing, everyone is jumbled up and someone pops free. Look at Richard Sherman. He is just off of his route. He's off his assignment. Jerry Rice is just wide the hell open. So in this situation, pressing everyone would not be ideal. So here's a proper way to defend this particular formation and to do it out of man. So what you want to do basically is you want to utilize what's called the shading feature. You can shade globally or you can actually shade individually. So the person that I do want to press is Tyreek Hill. I don't want to press my whole defense. I just want to press the one wide receiver. So how would I do that? Well, if you hit triangle on PlayStation and Y on Xbox, you will pull up what's called your coverage adjustment window. Now, if you want to just stop Tyreek Hill or press Tyreek Hill, then you're going to call A for individual, and then you're going to call his icon, which his icon is B. I want to tell Deion Sanders to press him, and Deion Sanders is going to do exactly what I commanded him to do. He's going to press him. Then I want to tell Deion Sanders to shade him to the left, and this way he's going to take away the route. Now, I have him individually pressed, and then I'm going to tell Richard Sherman, hey, dude, I want you, I can have him take Jerry Rice to the outside. So again, if I do this, I can call individual, and I can have him go to Jerry Rice, and I can have him shade Jerry Rice to the right. So let's see how this plays out, and let's see if we get the same thing. And even though Jerry Rice beats, it's because he has an X factor, but Richard Sherman did a pretty good job of keeping up with them on the initial cut. So if we go instant replay, the fact that Jerry Rice has his X factor on is pretty tough, but Richard Sherman literally played this pretty decent until Jerry Rice pretty much back cut him. But again, he played this pretty decent. So again, what you could do is you can actually globally shade on the inside. So I'm going to press triangle and I'm going to go inside, and then I'm going to tell Deion Sanders to go and press Tyreek Hill. I'm going to globally shade everyone to the inside, and then I'm going to take Richard Sherman and I want to shade him to the right, and then I'm going to call RB to pass commit. So you actually want to do that. So pass committing is going to be another thing you want to do. And so when I do that, I should get better coverage. So again, calling pass commit and shading is the best way to defend this. So when I hike this ball, I get a much better defense. So again, let's show the replay. So again, just by proper shading, I can take a defense that people are getting cooked in and just shade properly. So we're going to look at the replay. Is Tyreek Hill covered? He is covered. In Vernon Davis, we didn't try to cover him, but again, we could do that. We could cover him in individuals if we wanted to. But if we look, we got Tyreek Hill, and look at how much Deion is pressing this dude, right? Deion is just pressing him to literally where he's going to get like this play will result in almost like no yards, right? So, and then we look at Richard Sherman. Again, Jerry Rice has an X factor on, but look at Richard Sherman just cut him off and still keep up with the route. So again, that's still pretty good coverage, being the fact that it's Richard Sherman and Jerry Rice is on a X factor. So again, folks, what I want to let you know is you definitely want to make sure that you're shading to fit the right situation. So if you know something is coming, just make sure you shade. So if you work on your hand speed, get it quicker and just shade. So again, shading and pressing individually is good. Sometimes pressing globally is not good, but again, you may want to shade certain individuals. Like if I wanted to shade Calvin Johnson, then I would have Charles Woodson press here. And then I would have Charles Woodson shade to the right. So if I look at Calvin Johnson, that's my target. I'm looking to hit him. Charles Woodson just shaded to the right and undercut the route. And so that's kind of what you can do when you are shading individually. A lot of people, and I can't tell you how many people I see they're not doing this properly. A lot of people don't even utilize shading. And as I've seen like some people play live that ask me to watch them play or whatever, or they might have recorded their game, I'm seeing that they're not shading. And if you look at what we're doing here with the shading, Charles Woodson actually makes this look open. So, oh my God, this looks open. This looks open. This looks open. Let me throw it. Let me throw it. And so you're thinking that you can actually out throw it, but because of his shading ability and his press, I mean, he just has that thing bagged. So again, these are things that you can kind of do. So add shading into the mix. Now, we're going to actually talk about another thing, and that is blitzing. What type of blitzes can you use? Now, I'm not going to tell you all the blitzing plays. As a matter of fact, we gave you a game plan. I'm going to post that below 4 days ago. But we're going to talk about blitzing just universally and some of the blitzes that are most effective in the post-patch world. And so again, we're dealing with being able to stop the pass because that's where a lot of people are getting cooked. And we'll deal with the run in another video, but we're going to mainly deal with the pass. So let's call any blitz. Now, we're not going to call a meta blitz or anything. We're just going to call any blitz because blitzes can work. There's some that are better than others because of the position, but blitzes can work. So let me remove myself here from the screen, and we're going to call the Y trail. And then the Overstorm Brave, some people may want to call that, but I believe now, because of in the post-patch world, that we actually want to have pressure that comes from the outside and the inside. And the reason why I say that is because if a person chooses to block the running back, then they could thwart your middle pressure. So you'd want to have at least 2 people coming with pressure. And then you want to at least have, I would say on the safe side, rushing 5 to 6. Some cases you can rush, 3, but 5 to 6 kind of is where you want to have that sweet spot of rushing at. So I'm going to call this silver patch shoot. The defense might be able to tell what you're doing, but yeah, it looks like you can, when in this post-patch world, it looks like if you're playing against bunch, it's almost better to corner blitz from the opposite side of the bunch. So that's kind of something I discovered with you real time here. So a strategy that you kind of got real time labbing is, when you have bunch, they have to kind of go around this entire area. So Richard Sherman has to go around all this area. It's no clean angle, but by flipping the play and putting him over here, is nothing. He has a clean, straight shoot path to the quarterback. And then you're like, oh man, how am I going to stop this? I got to worry about this, this cornerback. So if you see stuff like this in your adjustments, take Ed Reed, and you might want to just blitz with Junior Seau because he's going to be the better blitzer. And so sometimes you may have to readjust your defenses. So again, we look and do we have everyone covered? Yeah, we do. And again, we want to make sure we got a head on a head. And so we're going to try this blitz again. And we're just going to come through the middle again with Junior Seau. I mean, that comes in fast. So we actually can take blitzes that are kind of abnormal and we can have them come in pretty fast. So that came in pretty darn fast. So this is just a random play. It's not anything that I've labbed or anything, but this is something where you can actually have it to where you can adjust and blitz in a post-patch error. So again, sometimes if you get a funky formation like this where everyone is like not manned up, you can reassign them. Make sure you do it quickly, and this is where your hand speed will come in. So if you combine this with the coverage, and so this is what we're going to do. We're going to flip this formation. Everyone kind of covered here. We're going to blitz Seau, and we're going to have Dion press here. And sometimes you might have to move these guys over. So even though we're man aligning, that makes it obvious what we're doing sometimes. So in this perfect world, we have this little blitz here. And so again, if we hike it, you can cover with Seau, but even still, if you look at what I did here, and again, I like being able to hover in the middle when I have a corner blitz. And this is why I like it because, you can hover and you can engage and you can just kind of back out here and then you can cover what you need to cover. And by the time you do that, he's pretty much sacked. So again, did we have Christian McCaffrey covered? Did we have everyone covered in here? And we got a nice jam here. I mean, yeah, this is pretty darn good defense, and we're hovering. So again, it doesn't matter what play. You can take any play, and you can do this. And as you see the blitz, let's count the seconds. 1, 2, 3. So 3 seconds, the blitz still comes in, and it's a cleaner angle, right? So I might even add this to my play as a blitz. So again, you could do this and then you mix this in with and it's not something that I would do every play. Sometimes people make the mistake of just finding a blitz and going crazy with it. Do it one play, and then the next play, you get to it. call a cover 3 sky or something and flip it and just make it look the same. Just kind of make it look the same. And then instead of blitzing this time, you bluff blitz. And I came in too far with our junior sale, but let me just try that again. So I call a cover 3 and I'll flip it just to make everything look the same. And then I'll bluff blitz. So now I'm in coverage, and now we got some coverage going on. And then again, they're going to be confused. So blitz, coverage, man, mix it all in. Don't just use 1 or 2 plays to try to stop everything. So again, use a shading technique, use a flipping technique. Again, as we see in bunch, as you learned in bunch in a post-patch world, that corner blitz is not going to get there fast enough. So you're going to have to flip it. So if you're seeing bunch and you have a corner blitz, make sure your corner is coming from the opposite bunch side. I know that sounds crazy, but it's hard for them to get, he doesn't have a straight angle in. And if we do that, you'll see he just comes right in. So if I'm Michael Vick, I'm like, oh God, I'm running for my life. So again, it looks like in a post-patch world, when you're seeing bunch, we're going to flip the corner blitzer to the opposite side. So that's a kind of a little bit of tip for you. And now I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of what Alpha Legend members are going to get. This is a screamer. So here's a sneak peek. And if you want this blitz I'm about to show, and you know how to become an Alpha Legend member, it's pretty simple. So here's a sneak peek of a blitz that's coming in the Alpha Legend vault. So this gameplay you're about to see, we really revamped our entire team and our entire strategy. We got a new offense, we got a new defense, and literally we got a new quarterback. We got Michael Vick, because if you're playing MUT, right now you can get Michael Vick for about 150K, which is a darn steal. And this guy is still a good serviceable quarterback. We don't believe in blowing the budget on quarterbacks. So let's dive into this gameplay and kind of show you a little bit of highlights, and we're going to show you the defense that we are now using. So we stop our opponent's first possession and look at the cannon on Michael Vick. Man, he's a good quarterback. Love getting him on the team. So we decided to try a new defensive playbook, and we found this little blitz out here, and we like the alignment of the defense. So we want to see if we get some pressure. And again, he's running a power formation. So we blitz, he does a play action, and we get home. So we like this defense so far. So he decided to test our defense again, see if we get the same pressure, and we actually do. Same pressure, same defense. So this time we sent another version of that pressure. Didn't really get there, but guess what? We got an interception in a one-on-one matchup with Deion Sanders, so we'll take that all day. On the next possession, our opponent decides he wants to blitz us, and look at that cannon by Michael Vick. Wow. I got to tell you, Warren Moon, Michael Vick, vast difference in throwing power. And so now we have a different look, a zone blitz, and as you see, our defensive end comes off the edge for an easy hit. So now we want to see if we can get some A-gap pressure out this defense. So we send it, and we're able to get some A-gap pressure and get a good hit on the quarterback. And on the next play, we decided to put together a match version of this blitz. So we want to see if we can do the same thing, and boom, we get a hit, and it results in a defensive lineman interception. So now we got a little something here, folks, that we can play around with and get some pressure. We're at 52-24, but watch this throw by Michael Vick. Does he have a cannon or what? Still a good quarterback for a budget. Highly suggest you get him if you need a quarterback. And our opponent quits. And what I now want to do is I want to see if we can emulate this pressure on a consistent basis in practice mode, since we were able to do it in a game and really perfect it. And then I'm going to release it to my Alpha Legends members. So let's check out practice mode and look at this pressure. All right, guys, so we're in practice mode, and we're going to set up that same exact blitz you saw in the game. And I'm just going to be really honest with you. I don't want to sell your dream here. In this game of Madden, since the patch, it is not easy to blitz. As a matter of fact, it's a very hard thing to do because it can get picked up or it may not come through consistently. And if it doesn't, then you're going to get hit with a chunk yard or a touchdown. And the blitzes, no matter what you choose, they're not coming in fast like they used to. But this is a blitz that I accidentally discovered. And what I actually want to do is I want to see if I can consistently get A-gap pressure when a opponent is sending 5 receivers out on a pass. So we're going to hike the ball here, and we just want to see if this generates that A-gap pressure that we want. And let's try it and see how it works. So we're going to back up. And do we get A-gap pressure? And we do. Wow. So that does work consistent. Let's try it again. And so here's attempt number 2. Let's see if we still get the same A-gap pressure. So we're going to send it, we're going to hike the ball, and let's see if we get it coming through again. And we do. He squeezes through there. So now we're going to see if we can get it come more directly. So we're going to try it again and see if we can get this come more directly. And we're just going to make our little adjustment here. I'm going to see if I can slide this guy over, and I want to see if I can get this to come more directly. And a lot of times I can use a safety to kind of engage that more direct blitz. And let's see if we can do this here and make it come a little more directly if I just come to the line. And we actually can. So again, that is a really decent blitz. Now, I want to show you what this blitz is so you can actually see it. Up. That is a vault alert. Alpha Legends Vault members only. So that is our vault content. We're going to have a whole series of this defensive breakdown. We're going to be showing you how to blitz, how to play good coverage, how to stop the RPOs. A lot of new things are going to come in that post-patch vault Alpha Legend ebook that we're going to have on this channel. Now, in order to get access to it, make sure you become an Alpha Legend. Now, if you watch this video and you got any value, then make sure you do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button to let me know that you like the free videos that I make and you want me to continue to make more and do more breakdowns, and I will continue to do so. So ladies and gentlemen, so far in Madden, we're in a post-patch world. We got to get used to it. I'm willing to help you do that and improve your game. Just make sure you come back for more and more content. Have a blessed day and continue to play Madden. See you later, gamers.